So the rains have started now again in Nairobi. They were raining a couple of weeks ago, right?
The rains were raining. Yes, they were.
And then now they've come again and they're raining again.
2 days in a row.
2 days in a row. Has that much anticipated El Nino started coming?
We'll only know tomorrow. You know what they say, 3 days a charm.
Okay.
Okay.
A couple of weeks back, the Nairobi City County had announced to all and sundry that, you know what, when it comes to El Nino, us guys and readiness, same was up. Hey, people were paraded at Uhuru Park, holding brooms.
And pushing wheelbarrows.
There were trucks there that were lined up and saying, you know what, we are ready. We are going to unclog our drainages. We are going to clear our garbage. We are going to make sure our roads are smooth. If there's a pothole, no, don't worry. If there's a culvert, we will sort it.
There's a pothole, we'll fill it.
The man in charge of some of those works is here. He is the minister in Nairobi City County, the County Executive Committee member in charge of mobility and works, Brian Mulama. Good morning.
Morning to you.
Welcome to Kenya's Biggest Conversation.
Thank you so much.
It's good of you to occupy the hot seat of the Situation Room on this 17th day of October.
Yeah.
On the second day of consecutive rains.
Yes.
Aha. Karibu sana.
Thank you
City
so much.
has the day's proverb. And this week, the proverbs are from Rwanda. You call it the Republic of Rwanda.
Republic of Rwanda.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Why is it called Country of 1,000 Hills?
The land of 1,000 hills, Mille Collines, it's because it's extremely hilly.
It is.
Yeah.
It is very, very hilly.
Okay.
And very green too.
Very.
People helping one another can bring an elephant into a house.
People helping one another can bring an elephant into a house. Waziri Brian, when you hear this proverb, what's your interpretation of it?
Okay. According to my understanding is that when we come together and to work together in unison, it means that however much the task is heavy, or however much it's an uphill task, you will always manage and overcome it. So you understand the size of an elephant, how big it is, and one person cannot make it, two people can't. But if people are coming together, many people, and put their efforts together, what does it mean? It means that they will get that elephant in that room. Yeah, that's
a roundabout way of saying Harambe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
City, how do you judge Waziri?
I'm closer there.
Mwalimu hata ukimark
unipatie marks kidogo hivi.
Unajua ni mimi ndio nimeandika hii.
Ujue ukumbuke.
Kumbuke ni mimi, yes, ni nani.
Na unajua mimi mwalimu sichela wangu class.
Kwanza tumejuana miaka mingi. You know, the beauty of interpreting a proverb is we're actually asking you to tell us your interpretation, so you cannot possibly be wrong. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And it's a good interpretation.
Yeah.
So well done.
Okay, thank you.
Now, Brian, please introduce us to your department, the Department of Mobility and Works.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do?
Okay. I'm Brian Mulama. I'm the CECM in charge of Mobility and Works. The scope of work that we are doing, first is the roadworks. Second is the transport element, where we have to make sure that there's sanity within Nairobi in terms of the logistics from one place to another. Street lighting is part of our commanded. Drainage system too is part of our responsibility to make sure that there's proper drainage. And lastly, public works.
What is public works?
Public works are facilities that are owned by the government. For instance, schools, some of the staff houses, some of the signages, stadiums. So we always make sure that we get it right in terms of having the best stadiums, the best housing projects. So public works it's generally all the assets that belong to the county government of Nairobi. Yes.
So when you talk about now public works, like you said, staff houses, dispensaries, county dispensaries and health centers, all Nairobi county schools, and such, and City Hall itself, and making sure that they're all spruced up,
exactly,
look fine. Okay. And the vehicles?
That's part of mobility.
Okay.
Vehicles we've got a fleet of about 485 vehicles.
How many?
485. Nairobi County government, yes. Yeah.
Are they all working?
Yeah, all of them are working at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had many that were looking very, very dilapidated.
The ones that are working are 485.
Right.
I haven't talked about the ones that are not working.
The ones that are not working.
Yeah, about 800 there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, getting into the conversation for today,
Yes.
it's about preparation for the oncoming rains.
Yes.
Of course, when it rains in Nairobi, it's one city that has about 4 to 5 million people
Yes.
at one given time. We have congestion on the roads. We have estates. Over half of Nairobi's residents live in what we'd call slum areas of Nairobi. That means that we have people who don't have permanent houses. They live in areas that are not properly serviced. All these, the county government said, are going to be sorted out by the time the rains come.
Yeah, we've really tried giving our best. When Nairobi was designed sometimes back, Nairobi was only meant for about 450,000 population.
Yeah.
But right now, as you put it, it's about 5 to 6 million population, the number of population. So we have to adjust, and in terms of adjustment, we have to make sure that we give our best. And one of the things that I can talk about, the El Nino that is coming, we did preparation 2 months ago. We already have 3,500 employees who are going to provide some works in terms of clearing the drainage system and clogging the system. We've talked about having the flashing unit system that we purchased for this particular course. We've got an extra of about 60 trucks that we added to the other ones that we are having. So if you walk around Nairobi in all the 85 floors, we're doing a lot in terms of clearing the sewage, cleaning around and clogging, flushing the blockages that we've been having. This is one of the initiatives that has been done. It's a multi-sectoral conversation that we had from the disaster team, the works team, the environment team, the inspectorate, and we decided that we want to regain the glory of Nairobi through the leadership of Governor Sakaja. And one of the things that we are committed in terms of making sure that we have the best is to make sure that some of the structures that have been developed on our drainage systems, we're doing away with them right now.
Like?
The kiosks that are on our drainage systems, the business vendors who decided to have those kiosks, they end up causing a blockage of our drainage system. Guys who are living on a riparian line, to ask them to move from those areas because of the rains that are coming. We don't want to lose anybody. Our disaster team is prepared just in case it starts raining today. We have the facilities that will help to help people move from the areas that will be highly affected, like Ruai, and
to house them.
Not to house them, just to take them to safer places.
Or to transport them.
Yeah, like maybe we've set aside schools that we're gonna use for this particular purpose. So it's something that we are committed in terms of making sure that we're not caught unaware. We've been having this arrangement, and I want to appreciate our governor who has been supportive in terms of providing the human resource, the having the machinery that we require for this particular course. And it's not about El Nino. El Nino will be here with us for about a month or two, but now this is going to be a continuous program that will really help to transform Nairobi, so that we can have a better city. And as I want to put it, as Nairobi, we're not competing with other counties within Kenya. We try to benchmark with other cities like Paris, New York, so that we get it right. Johannesburg, yeah, exactly. But not Abuja.
Hey, have you been to Abuja?
That's a cue for you.
Lagos.
No, I mean, look, so even as we're looking at all of these things, and I think that, usually we react. Yes. And so the question is, in terms of looking and saying, yes, definitely the rains will come, they will be heavy, and there will be an marked difference in the amount of water that we'll be getting because of the rain. Now, when we want to say that we're clearing drainages for the purpose of this, are we looking towards permanent solutions to some of these things? Because then it's not one downfall.
Yeah.
And usually we often think that it's heavy rain at all times. But the truth of the matter is that it's little amounts of water over long periods of time that creates this flooding. And that's what essentially El Nino is. These measures that have been taken, are they rested in permanency, or is it a one-time, flash in the pan kind of thing, and then we move until the next rains come? If you really do want to compete with Abuja, you're going to have to.
Okay. Basically, what I mean is that this is a continuous program. And what I've discovered is that some of the drainage system that we were having were done a long time ago. And we have a program in terms of having a proper drainage system within our CBD.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of budget, but I know in our next financial year we'll be setting aside a good budget for proper drainage system, meant for the drainage system and even the supply of water within our Nairobi city. So one of the issues that we've been working on right now, these are temporary solutions because of the time frame that we're having. So that just to clear the ones that we're having, right now, if we talk about constructing a proper drainage system, it will take some time.
Yeah.
So it's a temporary measures just to make sure that we get it fairly and our people and Nairobians are not affected. But after that, we're having a vision, and boss, who's our governor, is determined to make sure that we have a proper drainage system so that we can have a long-term solution to this problem. Yeah.
One of the things that sometimes is a hindrance, it's not so much the physical and infrastructural efforts that are made, but the knowledge.
Yeah.
What has the county government, what has your department done to ensure that the citizens of this wonderful county have full knowledge of what to expect from El Nino and what it is they can do? Meaning, what are the efforts that have been put in place to guarantee that they are very well informed?
Yes.
Because some of the things that you're saying, those are things that neighborhood associations can even help doing.
Yes.
Because when things are clogged, they don't clog themselves, people clog.
Sure.
Yes.
I like that part of conversation. We've been meeting most of the CBOs around Nairobi and residents associations in terms of helping making sure that we have a clean city. And one of the things that I want to put forth is that the mess that we are seeing around is, most people talk about it's a county affair, it's a government affair. But when you are going out there to throw that garbage on our drainage system, now that's where the problem starts. That we are not keen about having our proper sewer system. We are not keen on having a clean environment within our area. So we've done it deliberately that some of the structures that were done on our sewer line, on our drainage system, we've asked them to move out of those spaces. We've asked the public to make sure that they're going to take care of the environment within where they're living. And we came up with a regulation that you have to make sure that 10 meters radius within your surrounding, it must be clean. So it's a matter of enforcement, and we've liaised with our enforcement team to make sure that the whole process is adhered to, so that we can get it right in terms of making sure that we are not cleaning every day. It can be like a weekly program.
So what are you doing? So, if you are to tell us directly, are you making radio announcements? Do you have trucks? Are you engaging? Have you called meetings with neighborhood associations? What exactly are you doing? For example, you can say, the residents of South Sea, Mugoya, or Akiba, or wherever, we have engaged with them, and we know specific to their area, these are the likely areas where flooding could happen. This is the likely places where water could come from. This is where it's likely to clog. We have engaged with them, and we are on the same page. Should this happen, this is what they do. in preparation for it, this is what we do. Have you done any of those things?
Yeah, we've been on the media throughout just to talk about this. Secondly, we've assigned about 200 workers in each and every constituency.
200 in every constituency?
Yeah.
We have 17 constituencies in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's about 3,400 from the team that we deployed the other day. When they are working on this, on our pavements, on our roads, on our environment, they at the end of the day, they talk to the residents around that place to make sure that they keep it clean. And one of the assignments that we told them, as you clear today, try to tell them, try to talk to, make sure to convey the information to that person at the ward level so that they can understand the importance of having this and getting it right. And they are really helping in terms of getting down even to the common mwananchi, the Wanchiku down there. And I know most of you, you've been out there and seeing the good work that's it's taking shape within our wards.
I've been out there.
There's an improvement.
That I can confirm I've been out there.
Yeah. But
the second part.
The second part.
Because I want to ask you specifically.
Yes.
I was checking around South B just last week. Around South B, the shopping center, and clearly garbage has not been cleared.
I doubt. I remember
that was last week. Maybe yesterday it was cleared.
And the same last week we were in South B. I remember at Golden Estate,
Golden Gate
Estate, and our team was really working on that street all the way to the shopping center, and I was part of that team. So the only challenge that we were having that you clean today and we wake up tomorrow, the same public has already.
Which brings me to the second part of the question. In the entire South B shopping center, are there designated garbage collection points?
Yes. We've already said the areas for garbage collection, but you understand
where
the
are
problem with our colleagues or Kenyans.
Where are they?
At South Bay Shopping Center, there's like a small track for the garbage collection. And even there's some areas where we've assigned our team that every day, there's a collection that takes place during the day and during that night time. Our environment team, they're working 24 hours. Yes. So probably some of the shopkeepers, some of the kiosks around, they will never adhere to that regulation where they're supposed to dump in a particular place for collection.
Okay.
But now we are trying to enforce this.
Okay.
And sometimes you hear some outcry outside there at Nimeshikwa, this has happened to me because I was dumping illegally. But at the moment, we have to make sure that we fix this for us to have a clean city.
Can we visit this enforcement just a little bit? Because I hear what you're saying. That's coming out that even though the city, the county will attempt to put up these disposal points, that people will not cooperate when it comes to disposing of garbage in the designated point. So if previously the issue was that, there was nowhere to throw the garbage, so okay, I'm going to throw it wherever I can. Today, we are saying that disposal points have been erected, but still we see a problem. Like if the city comes and cleans in the morning, by afternoon, people have still strewn garbage on the street. Now, because how we're connecting this with El Nino, for example, is that the garbage is going to find its way somewhere, and waters, for example, will not be able to pass through. So it's a direct threat.
Yeah.
Do you think enforcement is the way to go? And what would that enforcement look like? If we say, okay, look, if you will not use the points, what does enforcement look like? A fine?
Okay, basically, I'll talk about a country like Rwanda. If you found littering around, you'll really pay heavy fines.
Yeah.
Secondly, most of this, we'll ask our enforcement team to get hold of them and take them to our courts for them to be fined. There's that perception or mentality within Kenyans that they can throw garbage anywhere. Somebody will be driving on a highway like Mombasa Road, and after maybe you've taken a cup of your coffee. Once you're done with your coffee, you decide to throw
out the window.
You just decide to
toss the cup out of the window.
And this is very is a very bad precedent that we are setting. So one of the things that we are doing deliberately is that maybe we'll fix like 5-10 people and they'll pay heavy fines. After that, Nairobis will always adjust. Some of these decisions we have to make sure that we make unpopular decisions for us to get it right.
You know what, Waziri?
Yeah.
I am very passionate about that.
Yeah.
And I say, you find somebody dumping, let them dump. Because I argue, Nairobi County has not provided dustbins, sufficient dustbins. South B, you're saying there's only one big collection truck for garbage. Where does that, what brings the garbage to that truck? All the businesses within South B Shopping Center, Mariakani Road, on the main road in South B, all of them are supposed to be taking garbage to that one place. Are there dustbins around?
Okay.
If you're walking, if you're a pedestrian and you're walking, you're shopping in South B, you've bought that mango, that orange, and you're eating the orange. Where do you do that through the garbage? Are you supposed to go around looking for a place that you're going to find this one?
Or carry it with you
yeah?
until you get where you're going.
I always argue that, I mean, if you haven't provided those facilities, don't come for me, man.
Okay, one of the things that I want to highlight, and I will differ with you, that we cannot justify for us not having those dustbins. And that one cannot give you a permission just to dump anywhere. Secondly, this garbage collection
also doesn't give you permission to arrest me.
Let me tell you.
You're supposed to provide the service. If you have not provided the service, you have no right to tell me about a service you haven't provided.
This is a collective responsibility.
Yes.
And some of these collection points or the dustbins that we've been having have been vandalized. Guys will come and get the metals and go and sell them. And some of us will just watch once these things are taking place. So the reason why I'm talking about enforcement is that we always put these garbage collection areas and even the dustbins. Today you have it, tomorrow they're not there because the young people around feel like they can get money out of that. But we will not tire doing this. We're still going to work on it. And I just talked about enforcement. It starts with me and you. When you're coming out of your house in the morning, going through Mariakani, and somebody's trying to destroy our dustbin, our collection points, our dustbin, and you just go and you say, this is not part of my duty, it's not part of my responsibility. Are you really helping this nation? Are you really helping our country to grow at your watch? And then the following day you will come and pass by and say there's no dustbin. Then I can empty anything in my car outside there. That's a very bad perception that we are creating. We want to do it deliberately. Even if you will not find that dustbin outside your house, why don't you take that garbage to the right place?
I think what he's trying to say, that right place doesn't exist. Yes. Because
you get the point. The entire Mariakani estate. Okay? This is an old estate. It's an entire Mariakani estate. How many garbage collection points erected by the Nairobi City County are there? Take yourself back to 1980, 1985, 1989, 1990. How many garbage collection points were there in Mariakani Estate? How many are there today? That's my point. And until those in administration actually look at it differently in terms of attitude, if people are cleaning their houses, that means they're not dirty. If you walk into people's homes, they are clean. They have swept, they have washed, they are washing their clothes, they are clean. That means the people are clean.
Yeah.
Then do your part and we'll play the role.
Waziri,
yes.
Don't feel like we're putting you in a corner, though we are.
It's a situation room.
Yes, this issue of garbage is something that has been a problem for a long time. Now, there are places, there are estates where people pay private individuals to collect the garbage. But these garbage collectors who are engaged provide you even with a plastic package for you to put your garbage. And they do collect it. Now, where they take it, I'm not certain. But they do collect it. 1. 2, I've often wondered how it is the city, county allows for the trucks that are supposed to be garbage. They are some of the most, in fact, driving anywhere near those trucks, you get a feeling you might actually catch a disease. They are some of the dirtiest, oldest vehicles I have ever seen. But there they are. Now, are you telling me that even in the name of privatization, that the county government cannot provide sufficient service in this area, and that they must, because it's clear they've privatized it. And if you must, can you not then set standards so that we understand that this is what you're doing? Those garbage trucks, age, filth, those things shouldn't be even on the road. If you're driving behind one, woe betide you if there's a traffic jam. Even when you shut your windows and put on the air conditioner, you can still smell the nonsense that is in that lorry.
Okay.
Let's take a break and then we'll continue the conversation shortly. Okay. We've got to 24 minutes to 8. This morning we are hosting the Minister in charge of Mobility and Works in Nairobi. Brian Mulama is the County Executive Committee member for Mobility and Works in the Nairobi City County Government. We are talking about preparation for the El Nino rains, drainage to potholes. How are we doing with that? Keep it here. We'll be back shortly.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
Let's move quickly to the slum areas of Nairobi.
Yeah.
These are densely populated and they don't have many of the basic amenities. What are you doing? What have you done so far with the teams that you have, the 3,400 plus other members of staff, to first of all clean and to work with the residents of these areas so they are all prepared for El Nino?
Okay, yes, before I come to that question, I'll like to respond to my friend City about the machinery that we are having.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the old trucks that we have as Nairobi County. When we came in, we've already purchased 60 trucks for Nairobi County, brand new trucks. The ones that have been branded, let's make Nairobi work.
For garbage disposal?
For garbage disposal.
Okay.
We've done...
but they're not garbage trucks, are they?
They're garbage
They're
trucks.
tippers.
Yes.
Those are not garbage trucks.
Okay.
Garbage trucks are compactors.
We have the compactors and we have the trucks for waste. They facilitate in terms of helping moving waste from
Point A to point B
to Dandora dumping site.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are about 60 of them.
How many of them are
new.
compactors?
About 45.
Okay.
We've got backhoes. We've purchased about 18 backhoes for Nairobi right now.
What?
Backhoes.
What are those?
Backhoes, the ones that help in terms of... So right now, each constituency has got 5 trucks for garbage, 2 backhoes for aiding in terms of facilitating this. The trucks that you are talking about are maybe for private.
That's the one I'm talking about, because it's as though there are no standards that are set for people who have been given.
But we're trying to make sure that we get it right, and it cannot be done within a day. When we're coming in, and when Sakaja government was coming in, things were badly off. But now there's good improvement. The staff that we were having at that particular time, the employees that we were working with, most of them were about 55 years, 50 years, and they were not that energetic in terms of helping.
Why are you saying 50 years and looking at me straight?
I
am aware I'm more than 55 years old.
Okay. And
look at Ndu when you're talking about 50 years.
He's a bit younger.
Eric, please go on. I'm pulling your leg.
Don't pay him much money.
So having City, maybe having people like City working and helping in terms of...
our energy levels are definitely low.
Low.
There's
and that's
tasks.
why we have young, energetic team on board, the 3,500 employees who were recruited the other day. And they've really done commendable work. There's that improvement. I don't know, Eric is talking about there's nothing outside there that is taking shape. I've got all the photos here. I can always show whatever we've done. I can take you around even today morning and I will show you how they're really transforming our city. Let's go back to our city, our slums area, our informal settlement.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to just be positive about our informal settlement. They are very good in terms of cooperation compared to the other guys living in Poshi Estate. You ask them not to dump outside there, they will cooperate well. They will give them disposal areas, that's what they will do. They have come together and formed a CBO where they collect the garbage themselves and get it to the right place for the collection, the right collection points. Some of them, we ask them to move from the water storm areas where they're going to be affected, and they're really cooperating. We ask them just to move. We don't want you to be affected. Like Kibra, last week we were in Kibra and we were trying to work on Kibra Drive Road, where the drainage system is really bad. It was badly done now. And right now we are fixing that particular place so that the residents can not be affected by the stormy waters that are coming.
Let me take you to a particular area.
Yes.
And it's just now moving slightly east of South B.
Okay.
Right? So there's a route that public service vehicles take. And it is, so you go left towards Mater Hospital, and then you go right into this area. At some point, you will now veer off into one of these areas, and then you will join Jogo Road.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Through the back.
Yes.
It is the whole area where people live, where people walk through, is one garbage dump.
This is Mukuru.
Yes. It is one garbage dump. There is then part of Nairobi River also flows through it. So there is garbage in the river. There is garbage next to where people live. And so people come out of their houses essentially and they just dump garbage there.
The river.
No, the river is already full of garbage.
They have garbage all around them.
Everywhere around them there is garbage. So at some point now you will permeate and you will come to the main road. All right? Yeah. If this rain comes, and maybe your teams can go there today.
Yeah, that one I can.
You can go today.
Must work on
if the rain comes in the manner in which is anticipated, all of the people in that area will be, number one, submerged. That garbage will find its way into people's homes and they will have nowhere to live. It shouldn't be that way without rain. Now we are adding the rain. Now I'm wondering what's going to happen. Because that's not an issue of the boys and girls in green coming with wheelbarrows. And that is a major thing that needs to happen. But it is a disaster waiting for Saturday when the rains now come in earnest.
Dude, the disaster is already with us. All that will happen when the rain comes, it will be aggravated.
So I really, because every time I see it, I say, my goodness, this is terrible. How can people, you open your door and it's a garbage dump. So I'm wondering what is going to happen. I don't know. I'm short of words because I would wonder. I would have thought that would have been one of the first areas that would have been dealt with.
Okay, maybe just to talk about that one. We're going to liaise with our environment team within South P, and I'm personally I'm going to take this initiative of making sure that the Mukuru area is okay. I don't know, when was it? This one you passed by?
Oh, this is a couple of days ago. This is Thursday last week. I
want to promise by next week, Monday, we'll have sorted out the whole issue. It's just good that once, as Nairobians, and you passing anywhere and you feel like this place is not conducive, the environment is not okay, it's good to speak out and communicate to us. Our turnaround time in terms of response is within 24 hours.
But Waziri, this is, and I don't know, because this is years of compacted garbage.
I know.
I don't know how, today's Tuesday, I don't know how all that garbage will be cleared in a week. I don't know. Because this is years and years of this being like this.
We are going to put our efforts together, and we have the human resource, we have the instruments, we have the machinery. It can be done. Yeah, it can be done, and I want to promise by next week on Tuesday, the same place will have been cleared. That one you can count me liable. Yeah.
Talk about roads.
Yes.
And many county roads are under you.
Yes.
You know, the interior estate, inter-estate roads. How many of them have you worked on so far? How many are you working on? And in terms of, just recarpeting them, making sure that the drainages are working in those roads, that they do not actually flood the roads, to covering manholes and potholes.
Okay. So far, we formed an RRI team that we're working towards having a better roads within our city. And so far we've done about 85 kilometers of roads in a period of the last 120 days. One, just to talk about roads that are within here so that we can always make sure that we get it right.
Okay.
I'll talk about Road C.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was done about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The road is okay. In terms of the drainage system, the road itself. I'll talk about Busia Road. Just Busia Road, it's off Enterprise Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well done. The drainage system, the road itself. Let me talk about Chiromo Road. Chiromo Road was badly off when we were coming in, but we decided to fix Chiromo Road, a stretch of about 2 kilometers. There's a road in Kawangware, Salem Road. They've never had a road for many years, since colonial time. Right now we are working on that road. It's about 0.5 kilometer will be done. The stretch is about 2.8 kilometer. We've done the hard parking, we've done the AC, the overlaying, and right now we're almost finishing that particular road. There's the Wopa Road in Kayole, around the Catholic Church. That road was in one of the worst conditions ever. And today you visit that place, the residents are really appreciating what we've done. The Wopa Road is okay. Let me just mention about Mdankari. We've been doing overlaying. Within CBD, we've been fixing the potholes and overlaying of the roads just to get it right and avoiding the potholes. I'll talk about, right now we are working on Kibra Drive Road. We are fixing the drainage. We're still going to do the overlaying. In Korokocho, there's a road that has never been done it has never been done for about 20, 30 years. Right now we are working on that particular road. In far end in Uderu, Rumeritu, in Uderu, Rudhimitu, there's a road that we've done in that particular area. Since colonial, they've never had a tarmac road. Personally, I was there 3 weeks ago, and the road right now, we've done about 1.5 kilometer road. And the residents of that particular area are really appreciating the efforts that we are doing as Nairobi County. So it's a process I can talk about over.
So this is recarpeting of roads.
There's recarpeting. There's the complete construction, rehabilitation, and fixing of the potholes and the drainage system.
That drainage system bit, Waziri.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see, yes, some roadworks has been done.
Yes.
There's a fresh layer of tarmac on the road. The potholes have been sorted. But the drainage, if there was no drainage trench, none will be dug. And the road will be left like that. So when it rains will come.
Water settles
on the road.
Yeah.
Potholes in 2 days. Have you made sure that now we have proper drainage off the road, that the road surface actually drains somewhere and that rainwater, stormwater heads elsewhere?
Okay, I know having a good road without proper drainage is dangerous. Having a good road without proper lighting is still dangerous. One of the things that we are doing today is to make sure that once we are working on any road, we must fix a proper drainage system on the sideways. And even in terms of coming up with the right BQs and doing the overall scope of work, there must be flow of water from the road to the sides. And that's why we are factoring any road that we are coming up with. We always make sure that we factor in having a proper drainage and a proper lighting system.
Sure.
I know in the past, guys were fixing roads without drainage system. And those roads, the roads won't last even for a period of 6 months or 1 year.
It rains, the road is back to factory settings.
Actually, it's worse.
Water is dangerous in terms of destroying our roads.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think the maintenance issue is one that I'd like to also speak about here because, and I think doing the road is fantastic, but the maintenance of it over time is the hard work, right? It's the same thing we talk about now, that El Nino is an event. It'll come. Guess what? It will go. But then what happens to systems that have been put in place over time? And I think this is probably one of the perennial issues that Nairobi suffers in terms of maintenance of certain things. So what's the guarantee that some of these things that you've spoken of, that yes, we can deal with them in terms of sorting out the city and that we can have mitigation measures for El Nino, but what measures are in place to make sure or guarantee that maintenance becomes a number one priority so that we don't say, come June 2024, these things that have been done we're back to factory settings or even worse than factory settings.
Can I piggyback on your question?
Piggy along.
Yes, you see, that which Ndu has said, there must be a plan that you have in place, and you have teams who you've allocated areas to work in.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, walk us through this.
Okay. That's a very good observation. When we came in as Nairobi County, one of the things that I want to appreciate our governor that we did when we were starting off, we decided to have our own Ashford plant.
Your own who?
Ashford plant.
You want to ask who's Ashford?
No. I've got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Today, when there's a problem that we want to fix a road somewhere, we will always just a phone call, and you already have the SC for doing that particular work. As within the CBD, we've assigned 10 engineers to work within CBD just to fix the potholes and road maintenance. Right now, 2 months ago, we managed to employ 146 engineers. Right, we've placed 2 engineers in each sub-county to take care of our roads. 2 engineers in each sub-county. They already started working right now. And I know, for the longest time, the last time we managed to employ engineers was well back in 1996. But today, we have new engineers within Nairobi County.
These are civil engineers.
Yeah, civil engineers.
Okay.
And
2 per sub-county.
Yeah, 2 per sub-county. So some of the measures that we've been asking, this is what we've been doing, making sure that we can produce our own AC. We have the plant, we have the equipments, we have the personnel, the engineers. So talking about maintenance, we are top in terms of maintenance, and we know if you call us today, there's a road somewhere that has a problem that needs to be fixed, the following day will be there. We don't need to contract that particular road. You understand the procurement process. The procurement process takes a long time. But once you have your own in-house works that can be done, you can always fix a road within 48 hours if it's maintenance.
Who paints the roads?
Sorry?
Who paints the roads?
It's within our docket too.
Okay.
Road painting.
So all these new roads that you've talked about,
Yes.
have they all been marked?
Not all of them. First, we've been overlaying the roads. Then we'll have a second phase where we'll be painting the roads too.
Okay.
Yeah.
When the governor was here,
Yes.
he mentioned something. One of the plans he has was to create and ensure that this massive monolith of a city that we call a county is divided into boroughs.
Yeah.
Do you think that if this is actually instituted as is written within our laws, do you think it would help with service delivery, such as what it is that you're now doing?
Yeah, having boroughs is one of the noble ideas that we Governor mentioned about in his manifesto. Once the boroughs will start working, most of our activities will be devolved down to our boroughs. So the center point of communication will be within the boroughs. So the in terms of delivering, in terms of coming through for that particular place, like that small unit, like a ward, will take even a day, our response team. So I know probably by right now we are almost starting our borough thing. By December, January, we'll be doing the borough thing by next year. We are determined to have boroughs and borough managers. But at the moment right now, still, if there's a problem within our sub-county, we have the right team that can always come through and fix that particular problem that we have.
Let's talk of street lighting, even as we come to the end of this hour.
Yes.
How exactly are you working to ensure that all our roads in the estates are lit?
City, I want to agree that one of the things that we'll appreciate we've done as Nairobi County is to have proper lighting system. Yeah. If you walk around our estates, most of the lightings are working. Those that are not working, we always fix them within 24 hours. You call me today, this light, the street light is not working. By the following day, we'll have fixed it because we have the materials, we have the right personnel, and they're really moving up and down and fixing the light.
Okay.
Having roads that are not well lit is dangerous even for anybody, not even to a drunk person, but even to a sober person who's driving. Yeah, and that is, we've made it deliberate that we are going to fix all the lighting system within our roads. Yeah.
Waziri, we thank you very much for joining us today.
Yes.
Come again soon. as you continue doing all these works, come and let's talk about, announce the places that you will be going to next, where you'd like to engage more with the citizens of this city, with the neighborhood associations. Some of them would like to engage with you and ask you questions. So we'll invite you again.
Thank you so much, Eric. I want to appreciate. Thank you so much, Nti and CT.
Thank you very much for coming.
It's been a good conversation.
Brian Mulama is the County Executive Committee member for Mobility and Works in Nairobi City County. That is the minister in charge of Mobility and Public Works in Nairobi. He's been our guest this morning. Keep it here for more in the next hour.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.